And we're back again. Welcome to DadSchooled podcast.com. We are back after a hiatus of Jimmy being on the beach in the fun of the sun.
MIA.
MIA,
Yeah.
yes.
Uh-huh.
And how you doing, Jimmy? You back now? You all settled in?
Yeah, I'm super itchy from the healing sunburn, but otherwise doing great.
Sunburn. I didn't know that.
Yeah. We had rain like the first 3 days. But then by we spent like the whole day before outside in the sun, and it was a lot of fun, but I definitely got crispy.
Well, who would have thought being out in the sun all day would have got you sunburn? No one on this side of the camera, that's for sure.
Who'd have thunk it?
But today we have a interesting podcast for you today. An interesting show, I should say. Today's for any dad who's feeling behind or discouraged. Not feeling behind, feeling behind. And make sure I separate that. Maybe you've messed up. Maybe you've done messed up, Aaron. Maybe you're in trouble with your wife. Maybe you're in trouble with your kids. Maybe you just don't know what to do. Maybe you just have that feeling that everything is going correct for you right now, but you know it always goes wrong, and you just have that sense of foreboding in the background that things are going to go bad, or maybe you just feel like you're not doing enough. That's what we're going to talk about today. Why we are here, why we're dads, right? So there's a purpose that we're here. So I go through these ups and downs sometimes, and even though everything on the outside looks like I have it together, I have a feeling in the back of my mind that something's about to go wrong, or I have a feeling at the same time, it's kind of a weird feeling, that I could be doing more. And you look around your life and you can always do something different, right? There's always something you can change. There's always something different. But what is it as it pertains to a dad? Am I not spending enough time with my kids? The cliche, am I being too selfish? Am I not opening the Bible enough? Or am I not opening the Bible at all at home? Am I not leading the family how I should be leading them? So that's kind of like the feeling I've been having lately. So I thought, because I'm having this feeling, everyone else out there might be having a similar feeling. They might not know it yet, but this could be a feeling that they've just had. So let's just start with that. You are a dad. You are meaningful in someone's life. You're the reason someone is here on this earth. You had a participating factor in that evolution of their life, right? So that's something. That's something to celebrate, something to be happy about. But yeah.
Yeah. So we just want to share some bits of encouragement for all those dads out there that the first piece is that you're worth it as a dad. Culture so often these days in so many different pockets out there can try to make fatherhood or being a dad, we've brought it up before, but all those tropes on the TV shows that's just the dumb dad that's just a lump on the couch that occasionally chimes in looking like an idiot, tries to fix something in the house, and it turns into an explosion in the bathroom, and hilarity ensues and all that sort of stuff. But dads, you're encouraged, or you're invited to be more than that, and you're worth it. That culture downplays it, fatherhood so often, but Scripture elevates it. And we like in Psalm 127, it reminds us, says, "Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord, from the fruit of the womb a reward. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior are the children of one's youth. Blessed is the man who fills his quiver with them. He shall not be put to shame. And when he speaks with his enemies at the gate." And that's encouraging to Josh and I, to be reminded that your kids are basically like a tool that you get to sharpen. You get to allow that tool to be prepared and ready for its time of use. that dads and their tools, that's, that's a thing. And maybe putting your mindset in a place that, yeah, my kids are like a tool that needs to be sharpened, that if it's not sharp, a dull tool is a dangerous tool. And that could be the same with our kids. And so encouraging you, that they can be a blessing, that can have great impact on the rest of your family, the rest of your community, and their own friends in the future. And it's a blessing. It's a great opportunity that you get to dive into life with them in that capacity.
And breaking down that psalm, the very last part of it, I never really knew this until recently when I started looking at Psalms more. He shall not be put to shame when he speaks with his enemies in the gate. Um, Back in the biblical times, important decisions and important councils of the community would happen at the city's gates. You would meet there to discuss land ownership. You meet there to discuss any dispute between people. If two people were quarreling, they would have a council of the people at the city's gate. That's where it happened. That's where judgment was also proclaimed most of the times. This is referring to you raise your kids up, not being a tool, but as great tools in your arsenal, as intelligent people, as people who are God fearing and biblically strong. They will not put you to shame. They will have your back and speak intelligently when there is issues that you're dealing with in the community. That's what it's referring to. It's referring you'll have people on your side. You'll have intelligent people to help you instead of the opposite. If you had a kid who was raised improperly, they were foolish, and you allowed that to continue through their life, and you modeled it in their life that it's okay to act that way, they're not going to have your back or be supportive when the time really comes. That's really kind of interesting meaning behind that. So that leads us into biblical leadership. It's something that I've said before. I have struggled in my household. I'm not perfect. Big surprise. Um, it is important being present in the Word on a daily basis is a commitment, and showing your kids how to do that is very important. And even if you're like right now, if I give myself a grading test score on how I'm doing with that, I would say I have like maybe a 6 out of 10. My kids are aware you're supposed to do it. I've instilled that into them. Have I been the best model about doing that? No. And it's something that we all can improve on. I'm working on that every single day, and it's entertaining to see what kind of excuses you can come up in the day sometimes. But you needed to double down, find good companions in this world that like my friend Jimmy here, and I have other friends as well that encourage me on a daily basis to stay in the Word or make sure that I'm being held accountable for anything I'm doing with a biblical lens. So it's important that you need to show your kids how important that is. You need to model it. And today I'm here to tell you it's okay if you're struggling with that. You just need to find people to help come alongside and lift you up with that. Um, like it says in Deuteronomy 6, and these words I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and you shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. This is telling us how important it is to have our kids in the Word and how it is important for us to lead our house biblically. And it's a once a week or once a day like Sunday school leadership. It is a lifestyle. It's a habit you got to form in your family, and it takes some doing. It's not easy, not by any means, but you need to lead your family toward God, and it's a commitment.
Well, I think something to be reminded there is every moment of being a father is a teaching moment, whether you're doing it intentionally or not. Your kids are learning. and choosing to take that time to be teaching them diligently rather than teaching them passively, I think is like that opposite side, that your kids are observing and they're watching. And so even if it's just the smallest little step, you don't have to go from, yeah, I'm not doing great to suddenly super dad. You don't have to do that in a single hour, single day. Just start taking those little steps.
Yeah, and it does directly command us as fathers. Uh, Ephesians 6 says, "Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord." Now, people can take that passage lots of different ways. You can call an elephant different ways in the room, right? You can look at this one and say you shouldn't be doing things to poke your kids and make them, you know, angry. Yes, but also look at it from the side of, you are commanded directly. It's a charge given to dads to instruct our kids in biblical teachings, instruct them in the Lord. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're not here to dominate our kids and have our will imparted on them at every, don't go jump on the trampoline because dad said so. Don't do this because dad said so. We're called to disciple our children and teach them in the ways of God, not to be horrid dictators that go down in history as the meanest dad or the angriest dad out there. And if you are angry or are the meanest dad out there right now, and this is eye opening to you, good. This podcast did its job for the first time on July 9th, 2025. We have succeeded in our message.
Yeah.
But is it all over, Jimmy? Like, is it too late? Like, are they
No,
lost
yeah,
now that they discovered this? Is their life over?
definitely not.
What
Definitely not
what
too
can they
late.
do? What can they do?
Well, I mean, I love like one of the small little routines that we've got in our house, and it's not every single night. But very often we in the evening, and I'll be in one of our daughter's rooms. My wife will be in the other daughter's room, and we'll just say just a short prayer with them right before we turn the light out, and they go to sleep. Just a small, brief moment, just to end the day in the Lord. Um, and sometimes it'll come up like, after the prayer, then, whatever has been on our kids' mind, they might ask a question, and it can turn into a couple minutes of conversation, or just trying to unpack something, but gives that kind of intentional moment of connection, and framing the day and framing life in scripture and prayer. Um, and in fact, I love last night. I In the night with our youngest, we're putting her down, and say just a short prayer. It's nothing super scripted or crazy long or anything. Just simple, just talking to God. And immediately after I say amen, she kind of has a question apparently on her mind, and just right away she just goes, "Daddy, why does paper beat rock and rock paper scissors?" It's
That is
like
a
I
good
just love
question.
that. That's where her mind was for the day. But other days, like the night before, it was actually like we had a really long um, spiritual conversation the night before. We were up kind of late. But
Well, what
just
did you tell
at
her?
least having those, huh?
What did you
I
tell
said,
her?
I said these are the mysteries of the universe. I don't know.
You just kind of parried that one off, didn't you?
Yeah, but she goes, she literally she goes, well, the rock smashes the scissors and the scissors cut the paper, but I don't understand the
Jimmy's like,
paper and the
"Go
rock.
ask your mom."
And I just said, it's time for bed.
That's it. No more questions. I didn't hear any
It's
questions
time.
tonight,
It's
did
time
you?
for. So I'll check in with her later this morning and see if she had any more deep, profound, new understandings while she slept. But no, I mean the point is, it's not too late to even start just the smallest new tradition or routine, and it doesn't have to take even lots of prep time. To be able to even introduce something simple as, hey, before we go to bed tonight, let's just do a short prayer. Like, um, having family Bible study, that's a great thing. Absolutely recommend it. I think it is a great place to have some intentional depth in your spiritual foundation in your home. But if even just starting with something as simple as before we go to bed, we're just going to say a 30-second prayer. It's a place to start, and it's not too late.
Isn't that uncomfortable or
And
awkward ever, Jimmy? Isn't that just odd?
well, that's my normal mode of operation.
Oh, okay.
but no, but I mean that's just all life. But no, doing prayer and all that sort of stuff with my kids. No, it's not odd at all.
Okay.
And my kids, they, I mean they long for that. They want to know that we have a foundation, that we have a grounding, and we're not just floating around out there aimlessly. And Lamentations 3 reminds us the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning, and great is your faithfulness. So that reminder that God's faithfulness never runs out. That He's constantly refilling our cup as dads, as fathers. And so we have that resource that we need in order to be what our family needs, what our kids need. God is what sustains us. So even if we're thinking, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do, just start talking to God about it and see what kind of ideas or direction He might lead you.
So you're saying that if I got mad and yelled at my kids last night, God's love doesn't stop because of that? It's always there?
No,
Huh.
absolutely not.
Interesting how that works. It's interesting how the
Yeah,
Bible tells us exactly that it never doesn't ever run out, right?
that's
Huh.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So, this week we have homework for our listeners, don't we? Our listener, we have homework for you. Jimmy's mom, listen up. This week, no, we want you to write down one area that you want to be better and lead your family in, and do it. You know, writing down is not the challenge. Like writing this down should be hard, but it's not the entirety of it. You have to actually do it. That's why you should not make it something huge like I'm going to start a new church. I'm gonna I don't know. Just keep it reasonable that you can accomplish. If you know yourself that you can't do the simplest task, make a simpler task than the simplest task. But you're not alone. God is with you. And also, not as important as God being with you, we are with you. You know, we are here. And if you have a question, there's a little known fact out there. I think that no one knows that our website exists, Jimmy, and no one knows that
I
we
do.
are on YouTube and we are on Facebook, and you can actually reach out to us and talk to us about these things. So if you're struggling, if you're not, even if you're not struggling, you know, message me and say, Josh, Jimmy, I'm not struggling. Stop telling me I'm struggling. Message me and tell me that. I'll be happy to get that because I am really getting tired of all these people telling me that I can save a lot of money by switching to Geico, going to with them, or I'm tired of getting the messages that you know, hey, your website's terrible. I can help you improve your website. That's not the messages
Oh
I want
yeah.
to get on my email. I want to get listener messages saying, hey, this week, here is what I'm struggling with. Can you pray for me about it? I'll be like, absolutely. I will pray right now. I will call Jimmy up and he'll be in the middle of work and I'll be like, Jimmy, listen, we got to pray for this guy. And we're going to do that. But it doesn't happen unless you message us. So message us. Recapping. Let's bring it back in. Okay. You're worth it. Jimmy, you're worth it.
Oh
Okay. And
yes.
you out there, you who's listening, you're worth it. You're called to be a father. You're a child of God. And no matter what the problem, no matter what you're doing, you can start today to be better at leading your family. Right?
That's right.
If you if you think this is useful, or if you have been told by your wife that this is useful, and your wife thinks that you should listen to this podcast, you should, and you should share it with your friends too, whether they're Bible believing people or not. That could generate some really fun comments, actually, if they're not. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
But send us your feedback, send us your stories. closing thoughts, Jimmy. What you got?
Just yeah, it's a small place to start. All the smallest little things add up over time, and that's okay. Even if you bumble through it and make mistakes along the way, like it's all good. God's got this. He's got you.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you listen to this show and you're like, man, they're making a lot of mistakes, it happens. Just like with life, we're mimicking mistakes.
That's right.
Just get through it, right? No. All seriousness, we love you guys. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, email. Till next time, Jimmy.
Till next time.
Till next time. Take care.
See you later.